going on, guys? CHF here, bringing you another episode of Coaching Handheld Football, and today I am going to be showing off the single most broken new play in the game. I'm going to show you how to run it, how to make the reads, and how to dominate your opponents with what I think is just an absolutely broken play. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the best Madden Mobile strategy content on YouTube. But before we jump into it, let's just talk about what's in the news. We've got double XP weekend to help you guys level up faster. Legacy is legacy. It is what it is. Phenoms, we basically have two new players, 85 overall Derwin James, a safety, and then an 85 overall West Coast center in Garrett Bradbury. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into some football and show you guys why I think this is the single most broken play in the game. Alrighty guys, so the play we are talking about today is middle slant. It is out of the West Coast playbook. It is available as a 2-point play, but this can also be your bailout play really at any point throughout the drive. So when we look at the play here, guys, what we have is two wide receivers that are crossing the middle of the field at roughly the same time. You have one on a drag route, you have one on a slant in. You also have your tight end going on a corner route, your halfback running out into the flat, and then a curl route from your third to the left wide receiver out of the trips formation. Guys, let's talk about why this play is so nasty. Okay, so you have a drag route that is going to absolutely obliterate man coverage every single time. You get man coverage, you know right away that you've got your 2-point conversion. Usually with man coverage, you may have like a cover 1 or a cover 2 situation. If there's cover 1, you may have a middle linebacker, like a linebacker in the middle in a yellow zone, so you just want to wait till you get clear of that. But let's go ahead and run it here. You also have a slant route, but let's talk about this drag route first. So right there, look at that. We actually have zone. Because there's a zone, I've paused it right here while I'm pushing the tap to throw. I'm throwing between the zones whenever you're trying to hit the zone here. The other one is the slant receiver, who's the Y receiver, but I don't like how I've got 3 guys kind of lined up there blocking that. So I just go early here to A, hit him between the zones, and that is the first 2-point conversion. Let's hop into another example. Alrighty guys, in this next example, this is something, guys, it is something crazy. Do not do it. It looks like he's coming out in a field goal block. Now it's possible that he's using a, fake field goal, safe man or safe zone, but really it doesn't matter. When I see this, it almost doesn't matter what pass play you have, but this play obviously works against it. I want to avoid the drag route because the middle's going to be pretty crowded since he's overloaded, but that slant route, as long as they don't drop into coverage, it's automatic. So let's go ahead and run the play. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and snap it here, and look at that. I mean, just wide open. Everybody crashed in. It really didn't matter. I could have thrown it to the tight end. I could have thrown it to the wide receiver who's doing the curl route. Heck, I could have thrown it to the halfback and then ran it in. Don't use actual field goal block. It is too much of a gamble. Yes, it'll stop if they're doing some kind of inside run for a 2-point conversion, but God, don't do it because any pass will torch you for 2, and that's 25% of the points available on any given drive. So anyways, let's see. Obviously, it comes out with another 2-point conversion. Let's go ahead and hop into another example. All right, guys, now I know the play is broken, but I wanted to give an example of some of the cases that can cause it to fail. So, spoiler alert, you're about to see a play fail, but let's break down why it is. So here we go. Right there, we see that we've got a zone coverage, so I'm going to wait for him to clear that middle zone because there is a pretty big gap, kind of where the B receiver is now. But let's go ahead and play it and see what happens right there. I went to throw because it's wide open. If you look between where A is and he's going to the right, there's a hole perfectly there. Unfortunately, what do we see there? He got jammed. So since he got jammed, he obviously wasn't able to catch it. That is one way the play can fail, but let's go ahead and show you some more reads on it. All right, guys, we have another example of zone coverage. We know that because we have a trips formation, and there's really nobody even lined up in front of the Y receiver, and you've got some defensive backs over there on that side of the screen. So you know it's going to be zone. Remember, I said that drag route can beat man every time, zone sometimes, and some zones require you to go to the slant receiver. But let's go ahead and run this one, see what we get, and see if we can get back to scoring with it. Right there, what do we have? We actually have two open zones right here. We can hit the drag route or the slant route, but we're going to go ahead and hit that drag route there for an easy 2-point conversion. They didn't even stay in a zone over on that side of the field. They ended up blitzing, so that's what made that drag route even more viable. If they would have stayed in a zone, I probably would have went to the slant. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at another example. And guys, here comes another one. Once again, they're lined up in quarter, which means they're defensive back heavy here. So as it goes off, what do we see? We see blitzes coming from the outside. The A receiver right there, he's got a guy on him. But anytime you've got that man coverage, you're going to beat him on the drag route. So just get in there for another 2-point conversion. All right, guys, so obviously you saw that a receiver getting jammed can mess it up. Another thing that can mess it up is good old-fashioned user error when you make a wrong read. So spoiler alert, here it comes. We're going to go ahead and go. And as you can see, I've been mostly hitting the drag route because the drag route is usually open more. And I kind of feel like I just lasered in on the drag. So here we go. Let's run the play, see what we see. So right there, look at that. What do we see? We see everybody dropping into zone coverage. And obviously, the drag doesn't look that well defended, but take a look at the Y receiver, guys, right up here. That guy right up here is about to enter a giant hole where there's nobody in that zone. So when we run it here, look at that. I throw it to A. What would have happened if I threw it to Y? Well, that would be another 2-point conversion instead of this fail right here. But let's go and get back to some more broken examples. All right, guys, we have another example of why you don't want to use field goal block. As I said before, just don't do it. Don't be that guy. All right, guys, and just so you know, we're not going up against scrubs here. This is an 80 overall who I only have like 200 power on. But you'll see once again right here, everybody's kind of crowding the line, but it is not a field goal block here that we're going to see. So as you can see right there, I find that little hole. The slant route looks pretty well protected, but there is that hole for the drag route, and we get that in for a 2-point conversion against an 80 overall team. Anyways, let's get some more examples. All right, guys, so finally we get to give an example of when we're going to hit the slant. So let's go ahead and run this one here. And what do we see? We see zone. Everybody's kind of running to a place as opposed to towards a person. However, you'll see here, what do we have? We have the deeper zones, which are usually those safeties in those bluer zones, essentially in cover 2. Right? So they're guarding the outside. So you have the linebacker there who's in the middle, but he's paying attention to that guy in the drag route. What does that mean? It means that Y is going straight to a hole in the field. So that's why you can see I am tapping where he wants to go. And right there, wide open on the slant. So when the drag is covered, you got the slant. Let's give some more examples. All right, guys, here we have another example here. He's coming out in dime, and we'll see what we get here. So what do we see? It looks like everybody's dropping out. Looks like that's going to be dime cover 4 is what I think we're looking at here. And this one, cover 4 is a little touchier. You have to be really mindful of the zones. I don't like the drag route here. This play tends to do a good job of shutting down drags. However, look at that. With the timing there, we do find separation and get in there with Juju on that slant. Let's take a look at another example. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm beating a dead horse here, but I hope you're getting the point that this play is broken. What do we have here? We have a drag route in man coverage who finds himself just wide open. So you know it's 2 points on the board. Maybe I'll do one more, but I feel like I'm beating the dead horse here. Yeah, guys, enough is enough. Just in summary, guys, remember, the play is middle slant. It's great for 2-point conversions, but it's great anywhere on the field. Just remember, if you see man coverage, that drag route is going to be money. If you see zone coverage, you need to make the right read. There's going to be a hole in the zone. It's either going to be there for the drag route or for the slant route, and it is up to you to find it. So make sure that you do. But anyways, thanks so much for checking it out. Once again, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks to all the almost 1,000 new subscribers since this game came out. You guys are awesome. I will be streaming tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and it actually happens to be my birthday, so I may cut the stream a little short, but I do want to spend a little bit of my birthday with you guys. I love you guys. See you soon. CHF out.